The windshield wipers struggled against the downpour as Ethan Bennett glanced at his watch. His driver had called in sick, and the station was crowded with delayed travelers. At 34, Ethan had built a successful tech company from nothing. But after losing his wife Sophia to cancer 3 years ago, his priorities had shifted entirely to raising their daughter Lily. "Daddy, look! That lady needs help," Lily pointed, her small finger directed toward a young woman whose suitcase had burst open, spilling contents onto the wet pavement. "Stay here under the awning, sweetheart," Ethan said, pulling up his collar against the rain. The woman knelt on the ground, frantically gathering scattered belongings while protecting them with her body from the downpour. "Paddle!" "Let me help," Ethan offered, crouching beside her. She looked up, raindrops clinging to her eyelashes. "Thank you." The handle broke, and then everything just... She gestured helplessly. "Meet them," he said, gathering a stack of books. "Claire." "Claire Winters," she replied, accepting his outstretched hand. "I've missed my last train, and now this." Ethan worked methodically, helping secure her belongings with the calm efficiency that had served him well in business. Claire's gentle demeanor struck him no complaints despite her obvious distress. "Where were you headed?" he asked. "Pine Grove Apartments?"
"Hi, I was starting a new job tomorrow at Westside Elementary." "You're a teacher?" Lily piped up, having wandered over despite instructions. Claire smiled. "First grade. And who might you be?" "I'm Lily. I'm 6 3/4. Very important age," Claire said solemnly. Ethan watched their interaction, something warm stirring in his chest. "We can drive you home," he found himself offering. "We're headed that direction anyway." Claire hesitated. "I couldn't impose... please?" Lily interjected. "Daddy's car has heated seats." Claire laughed, a genuine sound that seemed to brighten the dreary station. During the drive, Ethan learned Claire had moved from Oak Ridge for a fresh start, spoke passionately about teaching, and asked Lily thoughtful questions that had the girl chattering excitedly. When they arrived at Claire's modest apartment complex, Ethan helped with her luggage. "Thank you again," Claire said. Not many people would stop to help a stranger. As they drove away, Lily's voice came from the back seat, soft but clear. "Daddy, she's really nice. Can we see her again?" Ethan smiled, surprised by his own disappointment at leaving Claire's company. "Maybe we will, sweetheart. Maybe we will." 2 weeks passed before Ethan saw Claire again. He was picking up Lily from school when he spotted her in the hallway, surrounded by first graders. "Mr. Bennett?" The surprise was evident as she approached. "I had no idea Lily attended Westside. Miss Winters is the best art teacher ever, Daddy." Lily exclaimed. "She helped me make a special picture today." Claire smiled. "Lily has quite the artistic talent." Ethan found himself lingering longer than necessary, engaging in conversation that flowed effortlessly. Before leaving, he impulsively invited Claire to Lily's upcoming birthday party. "It's small, just a few friends at the park this Saturday. Lily would love it if you came." "Please, Miss Winters," Lily added, eyes hopeful. Claire hesitated briefly. "I'd be honored." Arrived with perfect weather, Ethan had arranged a modest celebration at the community park balloons, a picnic area, and a hired face painter. He deliberately kept things simple, avoiding the extravagance his wealth could afford. When Claire arrived carrying a handmade gift, Ethan felt an unexpected flutter in his chest. She wore a simple sundress, her hair loose around her shoulders. "This is beautiful," she commented, looking around at the decorations. "So thoughtful." "Nothing special," Ethan replied, reflexively downplaying things. Throughout the afternoon, Ethan watched Claire interact with the children, her patience and warmth evident. When she helped serve cake, their hands brushed briefly, sending a jolt through him he hadn't experienced in years. As the party wound down, Lily pulled Claire to the swings. Ethan watched them from a distance, his friend Thomas approaching. "She seems lovely," Thomas observed. "First woman I've seen you notice since Sophia," Ethan sighed. "It's complicated, only because you make it so." Thomas patted his shoulder. "Sophia would want you to be happy." Later, as Claire prepared to leave, Lily threw her arms around the teacher's waist. "Thank you for coming. It was the best birthday ever." "Thank you for inviting me," Claire replied, gently stroking Lily's hair, walking Claire to her car.
Ethan felt the weight of unspoken words between them. Would you? He began hesitantly. Would you like to have coffee sometime? Claire's smile illuminated her face. I'd like that very much. That night, as Ethan tucked Lily into bed, she yawned sleepily. Daddy, I really like Miss Winters. Due to sweetheart, she makes you smile like in the old pictures with Mommy. Lily observed innocently. Ethan kissed her forehead, his heart aching with both grief and possibility. For the first time in 3 years, he allowed himself to imagine opening his heart again. The coffee shop, nestled between a bookstore and bakery, provided the perfect setting for Ethan and Claire's first real date. Conversation flowed naturally as they discovered shared interests in classic films and hiking trails. I still can't believe. You prefer paperbacks to e-readers? Claire teased, stirring her latte. Some things are better in their original form, Ethan replied, his eyes lingering on hers. As weeks passed, they fell into a comfortable rhythm of coffee dates and walks in the park with Lily. Claire brought light into their lives that Ethan hadn't realized was missing. For her part, Claire found herself increasingly drawn to both father and daughter. One rainy Sunday, invited Claire to dinner at his home for the first time. She expected the modest house he'd described in their conversations. Instead, her taxi turned onto a private drive that wound through manicured grounds toward an elegant estate. Confusion turned to shock as the driver explained. Bennett Estate. Ma'am. Mr. Bennett's company, Horizon Tech, revolutionized medical software systems. Claire sat frozen, suddenly understanding why Ethan always insisted on meeting at public places or picking her up himself. He'd hidden his wealth from her completely. When Ethan greeted her at the door, his expression fell, seeing her troubled face. You should have told me, she said quietly. I wanted you to know me, not my bank account. He explained as he showed her inside. The evening grew increasingly tense, despite Lily's excited chatter. After dinner, while Lily showed Claire her room, Ethan received an urgent business call. Claire overheard fragments, millions, and acquisitions, executive decisions. Later, when Lily went to bed, Claire confronted him. Why hide who you really are? Because people change when they know, Ethan replied. They see the money, not me. Not what matters. Did you think I would? Claire asked, hurt evident in her voice. Everyone does eventually. I'm not everyone. Ethan, I thought you knew that. The gulf between them suddenly seemed vast, not just financial but in their perspectives. Claire came from a family where every dollar was earned through hard work. Her world had no room for private estates and business empires. I should go, Claire said finally. Claire, please, I need time to think. Her voice trembled. This is ... overwhelming. As her taxi disappeared down the long driveway, Ethan stood in the doorway, rain soaking his shoulders. The mansion behind him had never felt so empty. The following week, Claire politely declined his calls. At school, their interactions became strictly professional. Ethan respected her space, though each day without her smile left him hollow. Lily noticed immediately. Why doesn't Miss Winters come over anymore, Daddy? Ethan struggled to explain. Sometimes grown-ups need space to figure things out. Is it because we have a big house? Lily asked perceptively. Tommy at school says we're rich, but Miss Winters doesn't seem to like rich people. It's not that simple, sweetheart, Ethan replied, wondering if perhaps it was exactly that simple after all. 3 weeks passed with the awkward distance between Ethan and Claire seemingly permanent. Ethan buried himself in work while maintaining a brave face for Lily, who grew increasingly determined to fix the situation her limited understanding had pieced together. One afternoon during art class, Lily approached Claire's desk while other students worked on their projects. Miss Winters, are you mad at us? She asked directly. Claire's heart clenched. No, sweetie. I could never be mad at you, then why don't you visit anymore? Lily's innocent question carried the weight of an adult confrontation. It's complicated, Claire answered gently. Daddy says that too. Grown-ups always say things are complicated when they're scared. Claire blinked, surprised by the child's insight. My mommy died when I was little, Lily continued. Daddy was sad for a long time, but he laughs when you're around. After school, Claire found a handmade card slipped into her bag, a crayon drawing of 3 stick figures holding hands, labeled Daddy, Me, and Miss Winters. Meanwhile, Lily enacted her own plan. She convinced her father to attend the school's upcoming fall festival where Claire was organizing the art booth. She accidentally signed Ethan up to volunteer at the same booth. When festival day arrived, Ethan froze, seeing Claire arranging paintings. "Lily didn't mention you'd be here. Funny, she told me you couldn't make it," Claire replied, realization dawning on both adults. Despite initial awkwardness, they worked together efficiently. During a quiet moment, Ethan spoke. "Miss you, Claire. Miss you both too," she admitted. "But I don't belong in your world, Ethan." "Why not?" "People like me don't end up with people like you. I'm a teacher from a small town. You're," she gestured vaguely, "just a dad who fixes his own car and happens to have built a company," he countered. Their conversation was interrupted by the principal announcing the fundraising total significantly short of their goal for new playground equipment that evening. Lily enacted the final phase of her plan. She invited Claire to their modest cabin by the Lakeathon's personal retreat, where he kept no staff, no luxury items, just the simple furniture and fishing gear that had belonged to his father. "This is where we really live," Lily explained proudly as Claire took in the humble surroundings. "Daddy only uses the big house for work stuff." Over a simple dinner, Ethan prepared himself. Claire saw a different side of him, the man beneath the wealth, who taught Lily to fish and could name every constellation in the night sky. As Lily fell asleep on the couch, she murmured drowsily, "See, Daddy? I told you she'd like the real us." Morning sunlight filtered through pine trees as Claire stepped onto the cabin's porch, coffee in hand. She found Ethan at the dock, staring across the still water. "Lily's still sleeping," she said, joining him. "She was up late, plotting, I imagine," Ethan replied with a soft smile. They sat in comfortable silence before Claire spoke. "Why didn't you show me this place sooner?" "Should've," he admitted. "This is where I feel most like myself." The mansion felt like a museum. "This feels like a home," Ethan nodded. "After Sophia died, I couldn't bear the emptiness of that house. We started spending more time here. It became our sanctuary." "Tell me about her," Claire said gently. Ethan described Sophia, her kindness, her fight against illness, her final wish that he and Lily would find happiness again, as he spoke. Claire understood this wasn't just about wealth or status. It was about a man afraid to lose someone again. "I pulled away because I was afraid," Claire confessed. "Not of your money, but of not measuring up, of disrupting the life you've built." "You've only enhanced it," Ethan countered. "Lily adores you. And you," Ethan took her hand. "When Sophia died, I thought that part of my life was over. I focused entirely on Lily, on being enough for her. Then you appeared with your broken suitcase and kind eyes." Back at the cabin, they found Lily awake, anxiously watching them approach hand in hand. Her expression bloomed with hope. "Does this mean you're not mad at each other anymore?" They exchanged glances, smiling. Claire knelt to Lily's level. "We were never really mad, sweetheart. Sometimes adults need time to figure things out. And did you?" Lily asked. "I think we're getting there," Ethan answered. Over the next few months, their relationship deepened. Claire came to understand that Ethan's wealth was simply one aspect of him not defining who he was as a father, a man who volunteered at school. Events, or the person who still grieved his wife while opening his heart again. For Ethan's birthday, Claire arranged a surprise document showing the anonymous donation that had fully funded the school's new playground, the small plaque dedicated to Sophia's memory. "How did you know?" Ethan asked, moved by her understanding of what would truly matter to him. "Because I know you," she replied simply. That evening, after Lily was asleep, Ethan led Claire to the dock where they had shared so many conversations. "Claire," he began nervously, "I never expected to find love again. But Lily was right from the beginning." "About what?" Claire asked. "That day we drove you home from the station. She whispered to me, 'Daddy, she's perfect. Please make her my mom.'" Claire's eyes widened as Ethan knelt before her. "We don't need a mansion or wealth to be happy. We just need you. I love you, Claire. Will you make our family complete?" Tears spilled down Claire's cheeks as she nodded. "Yes." From the cabin window, a small figure watched, beaming with satisfaction. Lily's greatest wish was coming true not because of her clever plans, but because two hearts had found their way past fear to love again.